What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Rocket Vlogs. You're joining me at this bizarre angle because the windows behind Taylor's rally car make the lighting very difficult to work with. But today, we are, in a way, kind of streamlining my whole rocketry life here. I've decided pretty much, moving forward, any rocket that's 3 inches to 5 inches? No, I think 3 or 4. I can't remember. I've already decided on this. I'll have to look back at my notes that I didn't take. Anyway, I've decided that pretty much all of my sleds are going to either have a 2-inch space or a 3-inch space on quarter 20 all thread. The 3-inch sled flew in the Red Max, the big Dark Star. It flies in my 5-inch Punisher. And fortunately for me, this awesome Mad Cow dual deploy kit I bought when I bought this Little John is spaced 2 inches, which happens to be the same size as my 3-inch Punisher. So I'm flying this at LDRS, and I decided for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to use the sled from my 3-inch Punisher, even though I just bought a bunch more electronics so that I could keep building sleds. But now they're all going to be universal and uniform, and they're all going to have like the same deployment settings for the most part, although for this flight I will probably program the altimeters to fire the main pretty low, because as the good Dr. David Reese once said, if you like golf, you'll like flying at Bong because there's water hazards. I'm not interested in going in those water hazards. I'm going to do my best to avoid them. Furthermore, I'm not interested in going in the trees that are also out there, or the really deep grass, or really flying at Bong. But it's LDRS, so we're going. As you guys know, I'm a clerical genius, so for one, I forgot to bring the all-thread that came with this electronics bay kit, but just know if you're looking at a Mad Cow kit, it does come with that if you buy the electronics bay kit. And two, I bought a piece of all-thread that is not long enough for what I need to do, thinking that this coupler was 2 inches shorter than it actually is. So I'm on a roll today, ladies and gentlemen. The reason this isn't long enough is I also have another rocket over there that we'll show you here in a little bit. My performance rocketry Mad Dog from forever ago. So long ago, it's named the Mad Doge, or Doge if you want to say it incorrectly. That meme, I made that rocket when that meme was like a hot thing, and then it kind of faded out, and then Dogecoin came along and made it a thing again. So now it's relevant once again, and that could work out really great for one of you guys, because I have posted on Patreon, checking with the Patreon folks with who's going to be at LDRS. But if I don't hear from a Patreon supporter and you happen to be watching this video right now and you're going to be at LDRS and you're interested in owning a G10 cloth wrapped performance rocketry Mad Dog, come see me. I'll let you know once we've figured out the Patreon aspect of things on site. It may or may not be available, but if it flies successfully, I get everything back, it's yours for free. So I'm going to give away that rocket at LDRS. I've decided I have too many rockets and I'm about to move 1,000 miles. So lightening the pack load doesn't sound like a bad thing. And sitting right up there on Taylor's shelf is a rocket that's a pretty substantial upgrade from that, and a replacement for my 4-inch Punisher. So anyway, we've got electronics bays to build. Long story short, what I'm doing is making these 2 electronics bays capable of sharing the same sled, and Taylor hasn't answered me on how he cuts all thread yet. So we're just going to wait till he answers me, and for now we can do some busy work. I do love a good electronics bay kit, just for the fact that it comes with hardware. And I'm going to put a washer on the back side of these eye bolts. Oh yeah, I'm replacing the open eye bolts. These are the eye bolts that these electronics bay kits come with, and you can see the issue is that that little piece right there isn't touching the rest of the eye bolt. So with a rough ejection, those can actually open up. With a rocket like this, even though it's fiberglass, if we have an ejection that gnarly, we probably have bigger issues to face anyway. But just for my own peace of mind, I'm using closed forged steel eye bolts instead. They are a little bit heavier, but they are a lot of bit safer. Also, if I have to file one complaint about the Mad Cow electronics bay kit here, it's that it doesn't come with 2 stepped leads or 2 coupler bulk plates. I'm not a big fan of just leaving one sitting flush against the coupler idea. I understand that one side of it doesn't come out and that in theory the airframe should keep it in place, but it's just not my favorite thing. I wonder if Taylor has any Loctite. I think we established that he does not. Clap. That was to sync the audio. Okay, so what we're doing here, I'm trying to see what the bare minimum I can get away with for cutting this all thread is and still be able to put the lid on with a washer. I think 9 inches is probably not quite enough. About as perfect as it can get. Unbelievably, Taylor, the carpenter, uses a hacksaw to cut all thread like it's 1974. I don't know why I picked 1974. It's a good year. Let's count how many times I could have been done with this with an angle grinder already. Oh my God. This is punishment for murder in some countries. Okay, here's the plan of attack. Good Lord. Put some CA on this bottom one here because we don't need a lot, we just need it to hold it in place. So then we're going to squeeze them back together. We're going to put the nut back on the eye bolt and call that a day. And there you go. Now, since this will be the top piece, that's the piece that the all thread's going to be kind of permanently affixed to. And I figured they probably didn't give you washers for both sides in this kit, because that would be too easy. Luckily, I just bought 100. So I think we should be covered. My merch sale for LDRS ends July 4th, at the end of July 4th. So you only have a couple more days from the point that you see this video to get 10% off any order at rocketvlogs.com. I've got some new embroidered hats I'm super excited about. They have an Iris and a Nike Smoke, two of the best rockets that ever existed. The Iris obviously being the best one. I have no bias. But there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff like a Welcome to the Rocket Shop mat and shirts that say just one more rocket, I promise. Whether that's a promise you're keeping to yourself or your loved ones, you know that it's incorrect. Shane, what's your favorite piece of Rocket Vlogs merch?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with the Iris hat. I want one pretty bad.
Yeah, the Iris hat's cool. I need to order one of those. Alex actually just bought one. Shout out Alex, Patreon supporter. But hurry, hurry, hurry. July 4th is a blowout. Hopefully that audio actually does what I'm expecting it to do there. 10% off, discount code LDRS, and Patreon supporters get an even more special discount. Unfortunately, we did not reach 75 Patreon supporters by the end of June, but do keep in mind that if you're a Patreon supporter of $5 or higher a month, you have a chance to win a free rocket every quarter that I do a little caption contest for. So if you want to check it out, see some behind the scenes stuff like that giant Arcus we're building back there that you guys can't see right now because it's not on camera, that giant sweet nose cone that we made, sure would be cool to see that. You can see it right now on Patreon at patreon.com/rocketvlogs. Let's get back to building this electronically. Please go buy some merch from rocketvlogs.com. I'm using a lot of gas. Let's make this tight. You know it's good when you hear the wood cracking. Yeah. There's so little room for a parachute in there. With that eye bolt especially. That's touching the nose cone base. In fact, it's pushing the nose cone out of the rocket a little bit. Bam! Look at all that recovery room. So this wasn't my original plan, but we adapt and we overcome around here. Okay, so epoxy, very exothermic, very hot. It's also 103 degrees outside. So I'm dumping the nose cone in some ice water so that it doesn't melt the plastic as the epoxy cures, because that does happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Rocket Vlogs. There you go. The Little John is about 99% ready to fly. I still need to put rail buttons on it and put the retainer on, but it's really hot, and we're going to be out here for the next probably 8 hours anyway, working on a big rocket. So we're going to go ahead and call that good for today. I'll have the video of the 9-inch Argus build out as soon as possible. I'd like to think I'll be able to put it up before we go to LDRS, but I don't know for sure if that's going to be possible because I have a lot of work to do. And I spent a lot of time editing this video that you're watching right now. But don't forget, last day to get 10% off all merch at rocketvlogs.com with the discount code LDRS is July 4th until 11:59 p.m. Central Time on July 4th, 10% off. So please, if you like the channel, like the videos, and you want to keep them coming, go check it out and grab yourself a shirt or a floor mat or a mug or a beer glass or whatever you want. At LDRS, I'm flying this on a J315 Redline to enter one of the contests, and I'm flying the Mad Dog on an old Animal Motorworks K550 skid mark, so it should be really good because we get to be really close. What's up?
K550.
Did I say K550?
Yeah.
Damn it, all the hell in bag. I'm also going to be flying the Mad Dog on an Animal Motorworks K555 skid mark. Yes, Animal Motorworks used to make motors. That's why it's called Animal Motorworks. So it should be super loud and gnarly up close. Come say hi. I may or may not have stickers. I don't know. I haven't checked yet. But if you want the Mad Dog and it hasn't been arranged for you yet, please come see me. And it's all yours. I'm keeping the recovery gear and the electronics. But the rocket, it's all you. It's all fiberglass 4-inch rocket 54 mount. Loves L1000s. My name is Braden. You just watched a Rocket Vlogs video. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit subscribe. And I will see you next time.